This episode is how we learn life's greatest skill in a guru's bedroom.
But first, roll the intro.
We're creative weirdos on a mission to make personal growth fun.
Every week, we create videos to help you become happier through the ups and downs of life.
We're Stan Rach, and this is Soul Ride.
Woo! Yes, you heard that right. But before we get into it, let's define a skill.
A skill is the great ability or expertness that comes from training and practice over time.
Growing up, we were told to develop a good work ethic. Learn to be a good team player. Or how to communicate effectively.
That's great advice, but there is a step missing, a foundational skill. A skill so important that without it, the others don't make as much sense.
This is where Ladu Baba comes in. But first, how did we get in his bed?
Story time with Manchester. Once upon a time, a few months ago, we were in Bali, an island known for its many Instagrammable spots, way too many people waiting for that perfect shot. Also known by many for its laid-back surfer vibes. Yeah, that's us. We do a little surfing on the side. Anyways, and for the large community of deep, high-frequency, chakra-aligned, crystal-loving, spiritual individuals. Honestly though, one of the reasons why we love Bali so much is for the amazing community of people. And that's how this story starts. We were sitting at one of the many trendy cafes, you know, the ones with the mandatory colorful smoothie bowls, when we were approached by a stranger, Julia, a lovely girl from Germany, who came up to us with a big smile and asked if she could take some photos of us for her wedding portfolio. Initially we were reluctant because one, for all we knew, she might have been a serial killer on the hunt for couples. And two, let's just say that posing for pics is not what we do best.
But since option one was highly unlikely, and we do like to push ourselves out of our comfort zone, we said yes.
The photo shoot turned out to be a really fun experience, and by the end of it, we made a new friend. Okay, maybe things got a little bit too friendly. Hands off, please. Hello?
Anyways, after the photo shoot, Julia had told us how she had photographed an inspiring guru a few days before.
And her boyfriend told us that if we were down, we could join them the next time they would go see him. This time, without hesitation, we said,
hell yeah!
A few days after, we hopped on our scooters to go meet this mysterious guru. The plan was to go to dinner, but he first invited us inside the guest house he was staying at. And that's how we ended up in his room. Ladu Baba is unique, that's for sure. At first we asked him where he was originally from, you know, the typical small talk. And his answer was,
I am from universe, but my body born in India.
That's when we knew he's not the small talk kind of guy. We spent hours talking to him. He briefly told us about his story, how he left everything he owned to travel the world and teach thousands of people how to live a happier life. He shared a lot of really interesting insights with us. But the thing that stuck with us the most is when I asked him a question.
I guess one of the questions that most people are trying to ask themselves, at least our generation, is what's the purpose of life? And I'd be curious to know what your answer is.
And his answer was this.
Life is journey, and we came here for understand ourselves. When you have a deep question inside, who am I? Then your answer is waiting. Very simple. You know everything, only you forget. Just you need to discover. This all human being purpose is discover ourselves. Pleasure, that is not enough. Then you start to self-inquiry, who am I? Then everything is perfect naturally. Jai ho.
This is no surprise. Greek sages coined the term know thyself, and Aristotle said knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. But we feel like our generation often skips this step. We learn to develop skills to get a good paying job that we don't actually want, or we work hard to fulfill a vision that we don't truly believe in, or we get great at communicating ideas and beliefs that are not actually ours. All because we don't spend enough time getting to know ourselves. We don't make that a priority. The beauty of life is that it has infinite roads that you can choose to take, but the reality is that we don't have infinite time. So we have to develop the skill of knowing ourselves to be selective. Knowing yourself is kind of like having a compass that is pointing you in the right direction. It doesn't mean the road will be easy or without obstacles. It doesn't even mean you will know exactly which road to take, but knowing yourself will definitely point you in the right direction. Once you start knowing who you are, what core values you believe in, what your strengths and weaknesses are, what type of work you want to do, or what sort of relationship you want to have, you gain clarity on the direction you want to take in life. And yes, for all the skeptics out there, life is supposed to be full of trial and error. But reflecting on who you are now lets you find the best areas to experiment with in the first place. Okay, we are no experts and we don't want to pretend to be. But based on our journey, we believe that knowing yourself is actually the first step to happiness.
Speaking of reflections, I just wanted to give you some context because obviously knowing yourself is such a massive topic and we know it's much easier said than done. Honestly, throughout most of my life, I felt like I was just kind of going with the flow, not really asking myself why I was doing certain things, and I just didn't feel in control of my life. One of the things that really helped me so much in understanding myself better was actually journaling. For me, a journal is basically a tool to get to know yourself better. And honestly, I've had so many huge revelations and breakthroughs just by sitting down, asking myself questions, and then spending the time to answer them and journal. I remember I first started asking myself things like, what do I really want to do, or what am I good at, and trying to put together these elements so that I can have more clarity on what I actually wanted to do. The point is, for me, a major part of getting to know yourself is really asking yourself the right questions.
Once we got to know ourselves better, we started to worry less about people's judgment. We started to feel more confident in who we are, and felt excited about the direction we were heading in.
Our question is, how well do you know yourself?
The way we see it is, if you want to have a reliable compass to help you navigate around life's BS and point you in the right direction, then practicing the skill of knowing yourself is really, really essential.
Be honest. If you feel like you've been getting caught up in life's never-ending to-do list, we challenge you to take a step back and take some time to reflect. To make it easier for you, we put together the 10 most impactful questions that helped us understand ourselves better.
They are totally free and they're all linked below, and we just hope that they can help you as much as they've helped us. At the end of the day, with this channel, we really want to try and add as much value to you guys as possible while still making it fun and entertaining and being a little bit of a goofballs. So that's just us. And I don't know if you subscribe, like,
comment, subscribe,
and do all that stuff. Yeah, I guess that's what they say around here, huh? The cool kids.